Hi, I'm Jess.
And I'm Ian.
And tonight we're talking We Live in Time.
Coming up next. We Live in Time is a 2024 movie about Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh and their tragic relationship. That's what it's about.
She's got cancer.
What'd you think about it?
It was fine. I was really excited for this movie. I don't know about you. I had seen it all over Twitter with like, I had heard a lot about like the sex scenes in the movie, and yeah, I had heard a lot of press.
So you were really looking forward to it?
I was really looking forward to it.
I didn't know much about this movie except that everyone was saying that like this is Andrew Garfield's movie and he's finally gonna do it. And he's gonna have a great performance and he's gonna win his Oscar that he should have won for Tick, Tick, Boom. And I like left this movie and I was just so underwhelmed by this movie. And it's nothing from the fault of the movie. I think I was just expecting this to be like the best movie ever, and it was good. It was great even. And our scores will probably reflect how good it actually was, but I just think
it did what it needed to do.
Yeah.
It was what it was.
And there were no surprises.
Yeah.
What was a surprise to me though was the non-linear storytelling, which I know you really hated, but
I hate it.
I didn't really have a problem with it. It was very easy to tell where we were and what was going on. It was like, do they have a kid or do they have like a baby? Is her hair shaved? Is Andrew Garfield have the same scruff on his face every single time? He did look the same. But I don't know. I think their love story is cute. I think they have great chemistry together. If anything else, it proved that they're a great duo, and they'll probably do more movies together.
Yeah, they did have great chemistry, and I thought that they bounced off of each other very well. I don't know about you, but I was kind of comparing it to Don't Worry, Darling throughout the movie because.
Nope.
Okay. Well, I was thinking about that. That was I guess the last Florence Pugh movie I'd seen, where she was acting opposite Harry Styles, and he was terrible. And I think Andrew Garfield managed to. It is hard to act against her because she is a force of nature. Mm-hmm. But I think that they matched each other very well, and they gave equally good performances.
I agree, and they were both fantastic performances. Even it's just not what I thought this movie was gonna be, and I guess I'm just sad that it was hyped up to me to be so good, and it was just good. It was great, but it just wasn't the best.
Yeah, I agree. Can we talk about the plot?
Yeah, let's talk about the plot.
Because I know you were a little upset with some of the decisions the characters were making.
This scene where Andrew Garfield comes into Florence Pugh's house. These characters have names, but they're just Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh, as far as I'm concerned. And then there's like a couple extended family members who show up a couple times, and then there's like the prodigy chef, because Florence Pugh is a chef, and we haven't talked about that yet, but we'll get to that eventually. This scene where Andrew Garfield, he like comes into Florence Pugh's apartment, and he's like, do you really not want to have kids? And she's like, we met 3 weeks ago, and I know, and like, I can't even say I know that it's supposed to be insane from his from the perspective of the movie, because the movie plays it like it's so straight.
Yeah.
And we already know at this point in the movie that they will end up having a kid. So I guess, and they will end up together. And I guess that also kind of like lessens things for me. I guess that's also a minus of the non-linear storytelling. But like when the movie's end is so obvious, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Like obviously if she has cancer, she's gonna die. And I also can't believe that her whole thing, like she was like, let's, instead of me having a horrible time and dealing with chemo for like 9 months and then dying anyway, how about I just don't do chemo and I die in 6? And when Andrew Garfield proposed to her, I thought that's where this movie's going, and they're gonna have great times. And then he proposes, and it's adorable. It's a very cute proposal scene, but it's not what happens. And she gets chemo anyway, but she still does the things she wants to do, which is qualify for the cooking Olympics, basically. And
I think that the problem with it was, and I think it was, they were trying to do this with the writing, was she was trying to have it both ways, right?
Yeah.
Like she was trying to do the chemo, and she couldn't balance having her family and also having her passions, I guess, in general, with also
having cancer.
Which was sad to watch, but I don't know, maybe the fact that she was so young made me a little like, I didn't get her perspective of wanting to just live fully the next few months.
Yeah, I didn't either, because especially since she is a previous cancer survivor too. And I definitely think that scene is really sweet, where she decides to not go through with the operation that would basically just kill her cancer, and she'd be instantly over it for him. I think that's cute. And she's like, you made me want to have kids with you because I love you so much. Like, that's just sweet. It's just cute. Like, this movie's cute.
Yeah.
But, like, and I know the cooking Olympics are a once in a lifetime event, but when she dies at the European qualifiers,
yeah.
like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
She's been killing herself. She moved the wedding and everything to make it to just the qualifiers, like not even the finals. And she like finishes the dish in the qualifiers and she's like, all right, time to go.
And then she dies.
And then she
just dies. And I wish.
And the movie ends.
That's another thing was, I think both of us, when this movie ended, we were both like, what? That's it?
Like there had to have been, I just wish there was like a couple scenes with Andrew Garfield and like an older daughter, maybe.
Yeah.
Like that would have been nice. Like this movie's missing something.
Yeah.
It's got a big missing piece, and I just don't know what it is. It's not reordering it. I think it's fine that it's non-linear.
I think that's what it is. I think we need a couple more scenes at the end. We needed to live with the fact that she was dead, because they just kind of imply it. They have one scene with Andrew Garfield and the kid, and then it's over. And I was left like, oh, okay. Was I supposed to cry at some point during this? I didn't.
I know. I never cried.
Me neither. And everyone was telling me I was gonna cry so much during this movie.
Everyone, yeah, that's what everyone kept saying. But like when you start the movie and she gets cancer and she's like, I just want to die. Like, how else is this movie gonna end?
Right.
Like, what else are we supposed to think about it? And
that's it. And that's really it.
And that is really it, Jess. What would you give this movie out of 10?
I would give this movie a 7 out of 10. I think that if I had seen it without any previous context going in, it would be higher. But I think all of the build-up around it, I had heard so much news about it. I had heard it was going to be the saddest movie ever. It was going to be, you know, they had all this chemistry. I was just expecting something crazy, and it wasn't. But it was, you know, still a well-done movie, and both of the actors did great. But what would you think?
I agree. I think I'd give this movie an 8. I think it would probably be a 9 if I went in without any preconceived notions either. But it's like it's the internet discourse that kind of kills some of these movies now, which kind of sucks. And I think it's very well acted. I think the script is good. I think it's shot beautifully. But like these things are like bare minimum for your Oscar bait movies. Yeah. So like this movie should have been better than it was, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching.